with Raja Prana House. And earlier today, I was I was a guest for an episode on the New Life Wellness podcast, and it sparked quite a few realizations. And so I find a lot of value in capturing these sessions, especially when so many thoughts come out. And so I organize them using a whiteboard typically, or a journal, of course. So I wanted to see if I could, bring you guys in on this. One second here. Go ahead and adjust this holder. So we'll get that going like that. And oh yeah, you can see all the notes here. So my hope in sharing this is because it goes into a lot of different patterns, and it goes into a lot of understanding here. So I'm going to start by going through, pardon the technical, I'm going to start here with going through the attachment style, and perhaps it'll be even more effective if I simply show you this coming off of the stand here. So I'm going to rotate this view. Okay. So here we are. In order to understand where we have received so much of the different things that we kind of run into, I find it helpful to look at the way that conflicts are handled. So, as you can see, observed a passive aggressive nature in sharing ideas in disagreement. And where would that come from? Not feeling safe in self or in partnership. So that could be understood to be within the root chakra, characterized by surface level communication. Because if we are not feeling confident enough to share how we truly feel, we don't feel safe. There's the root chakra. And in order to avoid confrontation, it's easy to stick with the surface level communication. Now, why? Perhaps it comes back to an abandonment issue, expecting others to parent me. But let's come back over here. So, if all that is being had is surface level communication, when feelings are arising, I observed avoiding the conflict at first. And this would result in explosive arguments once things boiled up, right? But then once things get super intense, avoidant once things bubble over. Okay? Why? Perhaps an inner knowing of major foundational differences, which means a blocked throat chakra from not feeling like we can share genuinely what's going on. And this, of course, could be linked even to the solar plexus with feeling confident and assured in ourselves. This could be perhaps due to jumping into a relationship without doing homework. Why? Perhaps we looked for a match from the feeling of unworthiness. Why? Perhaps that's external validation. Why? That's the example they learned or that was passed on to them. So instead, if any of this is true, and of course perceived heartache, that deals with the feeling of unworthiness, right? So my experience was that within this, when I actually was practicing what I saw as well, what we did was we went ahead and went separate ways to recreate self. That also means learning to regulate self and validate self. But as you can see right here, these were the perceived roles. The male validates and the female chases. External validation. So, all of this is really to say that it is super helpful for me, just for me, to study how the conflict models, uh, how they show up, right? So if they show up in one way, we can understand all the different energy centers that are affected, right? For example, if there's an abandonment wound, this may come off as later in life expecting others to parent me from a subconscious level. If you leave, it must be a sign of my worth. So this, of course, all goes back to blocked throat chakras, blocked root chakras, perceived heartache, but it can all be solved by regulating the self, coming up with our ideal communication parameters, practices and integration, and then allowing ourselves to look forward at what else may potentially assist us to look at later. So this was a short one today. I just wanted to go ahead and show you some of the work that I do, and hopefully you find this type of exercise beneficial in some way. Remember, guys, let's stay in our bodies. Let's feel nicely rooted in our foundations. Let's express what's genuinely in our creation center, and let's move towards what feels genuine, what inspires us, and what genuinely moves us. I love you. I hope you have a wonderful night. Till next time.